Thanks and welcome to the 6:15 with me, Kejang Henry Atimbe. We begin with our top stories. The residents took to the streets and it worked. Just a day after staging protest over persistent blackout, power was restored. We're going to have details in this edition of the newscast. And in Douala Tergal neighborhood, the rains bring not just water, they bring sewage over flats are spilling fecal waste into homes, threatening public health safety. Residents say the situation is unbearable. And heavy rains turned the Marché de la Gare into a very muddy nightmare. Traders are losing stock and customers, while crumbling access routes only make matters worse. Top stories.
Canal International.
Welcome back. We can be consulted on our respective platforms. On Canal International, we begin from Buea, the southwest region, where protest actually forced power restoration. With days of darkness, the people in Buea said it could not, or they could not, continue living in such an unbearable condition. And so just a day after their protest, power was restored, as we are gathering from our southwest chief correspondent, Ines Daniel Undwabala.
Tension ran high in Buea as residents gathered to express their frustration over constant outages. Armed with placards and chanting slogan, they call out the electricity.
So when we just keep on our placards and all the peace plan and all the with this problem, it has cost us a lot, because you can't keep things outside. Thieves, even in the night when we go out coming back, we are being harassed by thieves because of what? There are no lights. Our food
Residents welcome the move but call for more lasting solution.
I'll be very, very happy for CCA, at least a problem be there for my quarter, but now it will be resolved.
Though peaceful, the protest highlighted growing frustration over energy issues in the southwest region, where demands continue to rise.
Thanks very much, Ines Daniel Undwabala. We move over to Yaoundé, where Hyacinth Chari started by to tell us that Bello Buba Maigari has unveiled his vision and political program ahead of the October 12th presidential election. Hello, Hyacinth.
Good evening and welcome to the headquarters of the National Union for Democracy and Progress here in Yaoundé, where the National President Bello Buba Maigari, candidate for the upcoming October 12 presidential election, just finished talking to the press. A moment for him to unveil some of his political programs to the men and women of the media here, where he highlights key aspects. Talking about some of the issues, he says he has a priority mission of reconciling Cameroonians. He emphasizes that he has an economic roadmap to be able to redress this country from where it is to a better state, laying emphasis on infrastructure, laying emphasis on youth and unemployment, to be able to take youth out of the very large scale of unemployment in Cameroon. I say, Constant Tanga, back to you in the studio.
Much Hyacinth Chair for that report there. And Cameroon's indigenous communities are still pleading for a legal framework to protect their rights. And so, marking the 31st International Day of Indigenous People in Yaoundé, activists actually decried neglect and are calling for urgent reforms. Hyacinth Chair has more details.
Ces populations dans leur environnement afin de ne pas perdre.
The indigenous people in Cameroon, both those in the forest zone and savanna areas, still face a lot of challenges, especially with their way of life influenced by the disappearing of the natural environment. commemorating the 31st edition of the Indigenous People. This August 8th in Yaoundé, under the theme Indigenous People and Artificial Intelligence, Defining Rights and Shaping Futures, Greenpeace Africa amplifies advocacy for the native population.
Till now, they don't have their statues being legally recognized. We need to have a binding law that will protect, that will recognize their statue and also protect their right to access to land and to access to forests. This will help them to have a better life and to live in dignity.
The event punctuated by sketches on the subject, panel discussions with concerned ministerial departments, leaders of indigenous groups, and young activists sending strong messages to the population and policymakers.
Myself and my team, the Forest Children, have actually been trying to fight this through several ways. Firstly, we have used music, which is the most spoken language in the world, to be able to communicate this message to the world about conservation of our environment and our forest. Through this, we had a song titled Plant a Tree and Save the World, which is actually telling the world the importance of trees and how they impact the society and the world at large in terms of economic, social, and even political power. Cameroon is understood to be Africa in miniature because of the worth it has. And if that forest is taken away from us, I don't think we will still be able to stand the chance of representing the world or Africa as Africa in miniature.
People decry the non-legalization and recognition of some of their traditional rulers and policies.
A beautiful day, Hyacinth. Thanks. In Tergal neighborhoods, that is in Douala, the rains bring more than just water. They bring sewage, and overflowing latrines are spilling fecal waste into homes, threatening public health safety. And so the residents are saying that the situation is unbearable. Maureen D went through that neighborhood and brought back this report.
Each rainfall in Tergal turns into a crisis. Floodwaters infiltrate homes, carrying with them waste from overflowing latrines. This has been a persistent issue for years, leaving the community exasperated. When it floods here, naturally, water, especially from latrines, gets into everyone's home. Those latrines are dug right on the ground and the pipes extend in gutters, and it's emptied directly in the water. So when it rains, everybody empty their latrines. So many houses around here don't have modern toilets. They have traditional toilets, latrines. When it rains, it comes out. Everywhere is blocked here, so when the latrines are opened, you don't know from whose home it's coming from. Children are particularly vulnerable, often playing in contaminated water, leading to increased cases of waterborne diseases. The presence of garbage further compounds the problem as waste clogs drainage systems, preventing proper water runoff. Nothing has changed. This practice has been existing for years. Each time they tell us there will be a change, but nothing. Our children fall sick all the time. Even us, the elderly, we are not spared. A lot of us fall sick. When it happens, those who can afford medications visit roadside medications. We have a hospital just nearby. Look at the gutters. Studies have shown that neighborhoods like Tergal suffer from inadequate sanitation infrastructure, leading to high levels of fecal contamination in water sources. The combination of poor urban planning, lack of proper waste disposal, and insufficient public health measures has created a dire situation for residents. The residents of Tergal are now living in conditions that pose serious health risk, especially during the rainy season. Immediate action, inhabitants say, is needed to improve sanitation facilities, waste management, and drainage systems to ensure the well-being of the community.
And heavy rains have turned the Marché de la Gare in Douala 2 into a muddy nightmare. Traders are losing actually their stock and customers, while the crumbling access roads are making things worse for the people. So they are calling on the authorities for urgent action. Sherifa Salena reports.
Before venturing into Marché de la Gare, shoppers make sure they are well prepared. When I come to this market, I come ready to avoid spoiling my shoes. I already put in my mind that I will enter mud, so I always come ready. In this part of Douala 2 subdivision, the rainy season has turned a challenging situation into a new ordeal for both traders and customers.
It's not easy for us because the route no good. Those customers cannot enter here because of bad route. The market fine, but no route.
The combination of poor road infrastructure and persistent rain has left the market in a muddy, waterlogged state. Traders say these conditions are not only discouraging shoppers but also damaging goods and slowing business. Business owners are now calling on municipal and regional authorities to repair access routes. Without swift action, they warn economic activity will continue to suffer.
C'est comme ça chaque jour, toute la saison pluvieuse, jusqu'à ce que la saison pluvieuse finisse, avant que nous soyons à l'aise.
Le gouvernement va devoir remédier à cela.
While waiting for Parasite B to react, traders and shoppers alike are left to leave this ordeal.
Thanks, Sherifa Saleh. And as this new school year approaches, parents in Douala are struggling to pick up the right school for their children. From fees to quality, the choice or choices are many, and of course, they are very confusing. Dee Morin takes a look on that.
Many parents prioritize schools located near their residences to minimize transportation challenges and associated costs.
Ma fille, elle est encore à l'école primaire.
My daughter is still at the level of a primary school. She is in a small private school. It is not far from my home. That's the reason why I already start her there.
De la métro, tout juste à côté de la maison.
Le choix est fonction d'abord.
My choice is based on my financial means. If my financial power does not enable me to enroll my child in a school that is located 5 kilometers away from my home, then I'm obliged to put the child in a school close to my residence. If the distance is far away and we find that the school features well, then it's better to invest the child so the child gets an excellent education. I will not be a failure like some of us. Affordability remains a significant concern, with public schools offering lower tuition fees compared to private institutions. For instance, public schools like government's Bilingual High School New Bell charge approximately 50,000 francs CFA per year, making them accessible to a broader population. However, proximity and cost are not the only determinants. The quality of teaching staff and the school's reputation also influence parental choices. Private schools such as Collège Lieberman, Collège Afexat are renowned for their academic excellence and experienced faculty, albeit at higher tuition fee, ranging from 200,000 francs to 600,000 francs per year. Some parents opt for international schools that offer curricula aligned with global standards. The American School of Douala, for example, provides an American-style education with tuition fees between 4.5 million and 8.7 million francs CFA per year. These institutions often attract families seeking a more globalized educational experience for their children. My choices are based on government schools, and it's the best choice, be that primary right up to secondary. That's the best choice for my kids. Ultimately, while factors like location and cost are crucial, many parents emphasize the importance of ensuring their children receive a quality education.
And we wrap up with a very touching back-to-school story. With holiday season almost wrapping up, students are still struggling to make sure they fund for their education. Sherifa Saleh.
Across the city of Douala, school-aged children can be seen behind makeshift stalls, waving through crowds, offering everything from snacks and fruit to toiletries and clothing. This seasonal activity has become a vital source of income for many students who rely on it to afford school needs.
Je vends un peu de tout. Bon, c'est pour payer ma pension. Je fais ça là pour préparer la rentrée scolaire.
Some choose to sell from fixed locations, setting up daily in familiar spots, while others walk the streets and markets in search of customers. It's a demanding routine that often begins early in the morning and stretches into the evening.
I do this activity because I think that it's a bit profitable. It helps a bit.
Je vends les gâteaux, non? Oui, pour subvenir à mes besoins et pour aussi aider mes parents.
The work is not without its challenges. Unpredictable weather, slow market days, and physical exhaustion can make the effort grueling. Yet, with limited options, many students see this as the most accessible way to support their education. To increase their chances of making a sale, some align their working hours with peak times, such as after work or during the evening rush when foot traffic is high. With just weeks left before the start of the new school year, many student vendors are already calculating their progress. For them, the end of the holiday marks not just a return to the classroom, but the culmination of weeks of hard-earned preparation. Until then, they continue their efforts on the streets, transforming their school break into a time of resilience, resourcefulness, and hope for a better future.
So if I started drawing the curtains for this edition of the 6:15 with me, I've been Kijang Henry Atime thanking you. Matthew Fangwa will be coming up with Le Debrief des Sports. Thank you very much. Good.